What's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy dMillionaire. We back with another video, and as y'all can tell from the title, man, we got the most disappointing super team ever. You know what I'm saying? And it's referring to the Clippers. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I'm ready to get into this video. But first off, y'all, look, I ain't gonna lie, bro. YouTube streams might be clipped. I'm gonna tell y'all, we did get a strike yesterday on YouTube on the stream, and I ain't gonna lie, we was low key about to not be able to post for a week. Shout out YouTube, man. You know what I'm saying? I appealed and they did remove the strike. So YouTube streams might be popped. Y'all make sure y'all go ahead and follow my Twitch. I'm trying to get partner, man. We on the road to 75 viewers, 75 loyals on Twitch. So I'd appreciate it if y'all click that link in my description, follow up, turn on noties, pop into the streams, man. No cap, we be doing little impromptu giveaways, shit like that. We be turning up. Y'all come there, slide through to the streams. But look, y'all, let's watch this video. Let's get into it. And look, y'all, WNBA does return Thursday. We will be back with some bangers. Make sure, you know what I'm saying, make sure y'all do turn on y'all notifications, subscribe to the channel, like the video, do all of them good things. You know what I'm saying? Because look, the content about to be back. In a dynasty and several NBA championships. But I ain't gonna lie, the Clippers definitely did not do nothing.
Is over. With one appearance in the conference finals and just 3 playoff series wins. This is the complete history of the Kawhi and PG-13 era in LA, and one of the most disappointing super teams of all time.
I ain't gonna lie, that's crazy to think about it.
The 2019 title with the Raptors, he became the most sought-after free agent in the NBA. The entire league was held hostage waiting for his decision.
Kawhi was
like, he chose to go home to LA, not with LeBron and the Lakers, but with the Clippers and Paul George, who gave up a king's ransom to OKC.
For unprotected future first-round picks, a protected future first-round pick, 2 picks.
Ain't that the Shea trade?
And outstanding rookie point guard Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah, that's the Shea trade.
Danilo Gallinari for Paul George.
And even though it was a hefty price, it
I'm
was
gonna be completely honest. I think Shea and Kawhi would have been, boy, Shea and Kawhi. I think Shea and Kawhi would have actually been way better than PG and Kawhi, bro. Kawhi defense, like, cause Shea's already really good defensively. Actually, he's a very good two-way player. With Kawhi in the, I mean, they'd be in the front court. Well, you know what I'm saying, like. Kawhi on the court at the same time with him, that's a very good defense right there. And the Clippers defense wasn't bad in general.
Leonard was the finals
That'd have been tough.
And widely considered the best player in the NBA. And George finished the previous season with 28 points and a league-leading 2.2 steals per game, finishing 3rd in the MVP race and 3rd for the defensive player.
Now, PG was hooping.
Two-way wings that can do everything on the floor is a GM's dream. And the Clippers added.
Yeah, I forgot PG's going that crazy.
And on
OKC.
top of adding 2 superstars in their prime, LA also had a roster full of serviceable role players, and they looked destined to win not 1,
not 2, not 3, not 4,
but multiple NBA titles. However, when the 2019-2020 season started, the first problems began to arise. The Clippers' locker room was poisoned by poor team chemistry, and it all started with their superstars. Kawhi and PG had their own bodyguards and personal trainers. They picked and chose when they wanted to play and when to sit out games, regulated their minutes, canceled training sessions, and had their own spaces in the dressing room, separated from the rest of the team. Leonard was allowed to live in San Diego and commute from there.
I'm not gonna lie. All of that, I'll feel some type of way too, bro. Like, y'all treating them like they something special. Like, I mean, in terms of, like, yeah, I get it. They is the figureheads. You know what I'm saying? Best players, most marketable niggas, whatever. But yeah, nah, that's like, yeah, now you giving them special treatment. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I feel some type of way. I see what Pat Bell, yeah, I see what they were talking about.
Often made him late for team flights. He and George typically didn't speak to the media at least 45 minutes after games, which meant their teammates handled media obligations first and for longer, which was a precedent in the NBA. They were supposed to lead by example, and instead, it felt like they were doing the least amount of work possible just to get by. However, with all the talent on the team, these chemistry problems were masked by good results. The Clippers had the 2nd best offense and the 5th best defense in the NBA, and after the All-Star break, they had a 6-game win streak. But then the pandemic hit.
This is the last night of NBA games for the foreseeable future.
That was tough.
When the NBA season resumed in the bubble, the Clippers' momentum was halted, and they never rediscovered their rhythm. Zubac and Shamet tested positive and had to miss games. Morris and JaMychal Green arrived late to the bubble, while Harrell, Pat Beverly, and Lou Williams each left the bubble due to the deaths of loved ones. Harrell missed a month of action, and when he returned, it was clear he wasn't the same player who had just won.
Wasn't it? I don't want to sound wrong, but I want to say like it was somebody close to Harrell though. I don't want to say nothing and be wrong, but he just won 6th Man of the Year though.
The 6th Man of the Year award. Lou Will attended the funeral of a friend, but after it, he stopped by the Magic City Strip Club, famously just to eat their chicken wings, which earned him the nickname Lemon Pepper Lou. After that, Williams had to quarantine for 10 days, which meant more missed games for a key rotation player, and Pat Beverly's strained calf caused him to miss 10 games, including 5 in the playoffs. The constant turnover and lack of availability
it was just a whole lot of bullshit
and messed up their rotations. It was obvious that the team played with a lot of tension. In the first round against the shorthanded Mavericks, a 20-year-old
that's when Luka put that belt. That's when Luka put belt to that ass. I remember this. Step back 3 for the game. Remember this? Remember this? You feel me? Hey, bro, I remember this step back right here in Kawhi Grill. Gums.
In the series 2-2,
Gums.
Spectacular game winner.
Oh, Pat Bev, my fault. Gums. 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 Come on, Luka.
However, without the injured
like that
and a poor perimeter defense, Luka couldn't do it all by himself, and the Clippers advanced.
It's all good, bro. They won that year. It was a year after that. I remember that. My fault. My fault. Wrong year. But Luka was fighting though. He was fighting. That's when KP, you feel what I'm saying? KP just want to come show up when he want to show up. Boston. But, you know, type shit.
Against the Nuggets, it looked like the Clips finally found their stride as they held a 3-1 series lead after 4 games. But then, abomination. In Game 5, the Clippers had a 15-point lead at the half, only to squander it all and lose the game in the clutch. In Game 6, LA had a 16-point lead at the half, but they fell apart even more terribly in the second as Denver outscored them.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. What? Bro, I remember this, bro. What happened? Like, that's what I mean. Like, the clip, like, y'all had it, bro. Like, y'all had it.
64-35 in the last 2 quarters, with George and Leonard shooting 6 for 21 from the field.
Twice now, 2 games in a row where they have squandered 16-point leads.
And then in Game 7, the Clippers again had a halftime lead. But once again, they were MIA in the deciding moments, playing with no sense of urgency and looking like they didn't even want to be on the court. PG shot 4 of 16 in the game, while Kawhi was only slightly better with 6 for 22 shooting. Together, they scored only 24 points with the season on the line. And in the end, Denver convincingly won the game by 15 points. George, who had given himself the nickname Playoff P, was mockingly called Way Off P.
Way Off P summed up the Clippers. What you say? Way Off P? Hopes in one shot.
And he was the main
PG.
for the loss. However, an even bigger reason for the fiasco was
Doc
Rivers,
Playoff
who became
P.
the first coach in NBA history to fumble 3 3-1 leads in his career due to his inability to make proper adjustments and create better spacing with smaller lineups. He got fired.
Skip, someone had to pay for this. This was an epic failure.
Wait, how many?
You put 2 superstars together.
Wait, how many 3-1 leads? Wait, what 3-1 leads did Doc Rivers blow? Y'all gotta let me know.
NBA history to fumble 3 3-1 leads in his career due to his inability to make proper adjustments and create better spacing with smaller lineups. He got fired.
Skip, someone had to pay for this. This was an epic failure. And when you put 2 superstars together, you mortgage your future. The results need to be immediate.
After their season was over, several Clippers cited a lack of team chemistry for the loss. I think a lot of the issues that we ran into, talent bailed us out. Chemistry, it didn't. In this series, it failed us. After the departure of Rivers, the Clippers promoted his assistant Ty Lue as the next head coach.
I think Ty Lue is so overrated too as a coach.
They replaced them with Serge Ibaka, Luke Kennard, and Nicolas Batum, which made them even more talented and versatile. When the 2021 season started, Ty Lue's signature was clearly visible in the offense. He emphasized spacing, small ball lineups, and ball movement, which reduced the number of isolations and increased the pick and roll. Finally, the ball moved and was reaching the players in the best positions. The Clippers had the 4th best offense in the NBA and were the most accurate three-point shooting team in the league. But there was a problem at the other end of the floor. Up until the All-Star weekend, they had an average defense, although their starting 5 consisted of defensive specialists. The reason for that was Lue experimented with a lot of defensive schemes, and their 3 best perimeter defenders, Leonard, George, and Beverly, missed a lot of games. Another reason, and this was a big one, is that neither Kawhi nor PG wanted to lead by example and guard the opponent's
That's what I'm
best
saying.
offensive players.
That was,
like the Clippers
and that's why Kobe my GOAT, bruh. That's why Kobe my GOAT. Because Kobe gonna guard the best player, bro. Like, Kobe gonna, you feel me? Like, he gonna take that assignment. Like, bro, y'all are literally, bro, when I think of best defensive, well, one of the best defensive wings in the league, I think Paul George. I think Kawhi. When I'm playing with them on 2K, I'm putting them on my best player. You feel what I'm saying? On the opposing team's best player, right? Why, like, you feel me? Why are you not, like, Giannis said, I'll never forget. I want to say Giannis said it in a series. Giannis was like, he asked his coach, "Can I guard him?" I think it was Jimmy. I think it was in the Heat series. He was like, "Yo, coach, I want to guard him." You feel me? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, it's shit like that. Like, y'all gotta take that assignment and win it.
Something was always off. But after the All-Star break, with the addition of Rajon Rondo and better engagement from their superstars, LA finished the season with a top 10 defense and a top 5 offense. However, when the playoffs started, things couldn't have gotten off to a rougher start. Luka Doncic was destroying them, and the Clippers played the same lackadaisical defense that they did early in the season.
Yeah, this is when they spanked them.
Ty Lue wasn't Doc Rivers, and he did a great job adjusting his lineups. He removed Zubac from the starting lineup and limited his minutes, relying exclusively on small ball. He also wasn't afraid to bench big-name players like Rondo and Beverly for Luke Kennard and Terrence Mann, showing poise and tactical acumen worthy of a superstar roster. LA tied the series at 2-2, but in Game 5, Luka scored 40 again, and the Clippers still faced potential elimination. And then a big thing happened for the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard woke up. It was clear that Kawhi was the best player on his team during the entire series. But in Games 6 and 7, Leonard looked like the best player in the league. Kawhi finally became the primary defender on Doncic, while also destroying Dallas offensively with 45 points in Game 6 and 28 in Game 7. The Clippers won the series, and just when it looked like they had finally hit the switch, in the second round against the Jazz, their defensive problems came back. Instead of Luka, it was Donovan Mitchell who was slicing them up like a knife through butter. In the first 2 games, thanks to the non-existent Clippers defense, Mitchell looked like the best player in the NBA, averaging 41 points as the Jazz took a 2-0 lead. But Ty Lue shook up his troops once again, and in the series, it was Paul George who had a big revival. In Games 3 and 4, both Kawhi and PG scored over 30 points, something they had only done 4 times in their first 2 seasons. The Clippers evened the series, but they paid a disastrously hard price to do so because Kawhi tore his ACL, which meant his season was over. But thanks to George's 37 points in Game 5 and Terrence Mann's career-high 39 points in Game 6, they still managed to win the series and advance to the conference finals, which was their first time reaching the West Finals in their 51-year franchise history. However, without Kawhi, the Clippers had no chance against the Suns, who defeated them 4-2 and advanced to the finals. This was supposed to be
when
their
they played
year,
the Bucks.
and if Kawhi didn't get hurt, the Clippers looked ready to go all the way. And then, in 2022, Kawhi was nursing his knee injury and was ruled out for the season, while PG battled injury problems of his own, playing in just 31 games. Without their 2 best players, the Clippers still had a positive record, securing the 8th seed, which used to guarantee you a spot in the playoffs. But because there was now a play-in tournament, LA still had to win 1 more game to make the postseason. And even though they were close, the Clippers lost to Minnesota and then to the Pelicans, and were eliminated. It was now 3 years since the arrival of George and Kawhi, and 3 years of disappointment. 3 wasted seasons is a lot in the life of a franchise, and it often means the closing of a championship window. However, thanks to capable management and the richest owner in the NBA who looks at the luxury tax like it's peanuts, the Clippers had another chance. For the 22-23 season, they put together a roster worth $197 million, thus becoming the most expensive team in the history of the NBA. The Clippers had the deepest and most versatile roster in the league, and even more so after the midseason addition. The Clippers also had 7 wings on the team, which is essential in the modern NBA because they provide flexibility and can switch on almost any player. Perimeter defense, help side defense, rim protection, shooting, ISO scoring. The Clippers really had it all except health, that is. Less than a month before the playoffs, Paul George was ruled out for the season with a knee injury. Kawhi, who now traditionally missed nearly half the regular season, was finally healthy for the playoffs. And in Game 1 against Phoenix, the Claw again looked like the top 5 player in the NBA.
And then he gets hurt like Game 3.
With 38 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds, he was absolutely unstoppable, looking ready to lead his team to victory, even without PG. In Game 2, Leonard scored 31 points, with 8 boards and 7 dimes, but the Suns tied the series. And then another knee injury.
We have breaking news. Kawhi Leonard has been ruled out of this pivotal Game 3 in Los Angeles.
Without both their superstars, LA fought hard, but they lost the next 3 games and had to suffer through another bitter disappointment. But before the 2024 season, with Steve Ballmer always ready to open his checkbook, the Clippers added another superstar. After a drama,
that boy said ready to open his checkbook.
And the Clippers wanted him too, even though he wasn't cheap.
The Clippers, they received James Harden, PJ Tucker, Philip Petrusev for Marcus Morris, Robert Covington, Nick Batum, KJ Martin, 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and a pick swap. You got all that?
But Harden was still one of the best players in the league. Or was he? By mid-November, the Clippers were in the middle of a 6-game losing streak. Their offense looked discombobulated, and Harden seemed completely out of place. But
yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
Gave the beard
you know what's crazy? When I was saying that too, I was like, bro, when Harden first got to LA, that shit looked so bad, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie, it was real bad. Like, it was real bad. But once they figured it out and they went on that little, 8-9 game win streak, yeah, that's when they turned up.
Ball handling duties.
Harden had that one game. I can't remember the game it was, but I think it was the Rockets. It was one of the games.
Wide open shots became the 4th most efficient offense. Harden looked like a maestro, orchestrating other superstars to perfection, and LA seemed virtually unbeatable.
Yeah, that was a game right there. That was the Snow Angels. Harden would do the Snow Angels.
The most consistently dominant and sustained stretch of the Leonard George era, going 26-5 and briefly rising to first place in the Western Conference. At the All-Star break, their record was 36-17, the franchise's best winning percentage at that point in the season in 11 years. With Harden handling the ball, the Clippers' pick-and-roll game with center Ivica Zubac looked better than ever.
Hey!
But the one player who benefited
was
Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, Kawhi was eating.
From always having the ball and creating for himself and others, Kawhi looked like a top 5 player in the league. Polished on offense with a compact, functional dribble that allowed him to use his strength for easy points in the paint or mid-range jumpers he'd honed to robotic perfection. Defensively, he had enough juice to suffocate the best opposing players like we first saw in San Antonio. Kawhi was defending 1-4 while also running into passing lanes, grabbing 2 steals, and
Kawhi was going crazy
per game. During the first part of the season, Leonard averaged 25 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists, shooting an unreal 56-48-93, gaining strong consideration for the MVP award. And then everything went downhill. In early March, Leonard's shot found the front rim more and more often. The volume of his drives decreased, and it was clear that his knee was bothering him and slowing him down. Kawhi missed the last 2 weeks of the regular season and the first playoff game against the Mavericks, which the Clippers managed to win without him. And when he returned to the floor for Game 2, it was clear he wasn't the same player from the start of the season. It was sad to watch him practically slowing down his team. With Kawhi playing just 2 games, George playing only 1 good game, and Westbrook having the worst shooting series of his career, the Clippers didn't stand a chance, and they lost the series
in 5
games. With
I think I had Mavs in 6 that one. Mavs in 5.
Millions spent in the
Mavs in 6 again.
The Clippers managed to win just 3 playoff series, losing in the first round of the playoffs twice and once completely missing the postseason. If somebody told you that in 2019, you'd call them crazy. But due to all the injuries, Kawhi and PG were both healthy in only one of those 5 seasons, which happened to be their first season together. That ended with a fiasco against Denver in the Orlando bubble.
That's tough.
Paul George is gone, and Harden and Kawhi are owed $87 million per year, with extremely tight salary cap restrictions that will make it hard for the Clippers to add more players. And with Kawhi's knees continually getting worse, it's doubtful that we'll ever see him healthy for long periods of time. That likely means that the Clippers championship window is closed. Thanks for watching Nonstop. If you like this one, check out our next video.
I ain't gonna lie, I kind of want to watch that video too, though. The complicated legacy of Kevin Durant. We might watch that one. That might be the next reaction, y'all. But look, y'all. So for this video, man, if y'all new to the channel, make sure y'all do subscribe. Like the video if y'all haven't liked the video yet. Turn on post notifications. I'm gonna holler at y'all in the next video, man.